everybody, it is Wes here, and today we're going to be seeing if the camera resolution is correct. Let me just check that real quick before we continue here. I've been having a lot of trouble with this particular camera model, or phone model should I say, with YouTube. Alright, stream looks alright. So today we're going to be doing if you're not talking with them. It's been a while since I posted a video, but I do appreciate everybody that sticks around to keep coming to watch these videos. And also the people that like the video or leave comments in the section. You obviously know who you are, so I do appreciate all of you. Alright, now just remember with these particular videos, if you're not talking with them or spying them, they're not a cross-watch or reading. I never intended them to be, so that's just an FYI. And also, for this particular video, it's about an ex-partner, someone that you probably haven't had contact with in about 3 to 6 months. Alright, but I have said in past videos, if you have like minimal contact here and there with whoever this person is, then that's okay as well. Alright, just use your judgment. As always, when a tarot reading does not make sense to you, or the message doesn't apply to you, don't force it. Alright, there's lots of other tarot readers on YouTube, thank God, which makes, obviously tarot interesting. So if I don't get your story, hopefully somebody else will. Lastly, if you need to get a hold of me, my email can be found in the description box of the video. Just hit that drop down tab and you'll see my email address there if you need to get a hold of me for a tarot reading or you want to just ask a question or give feedback. Alright, timestamps as always are in the comment section. Just look for my name, it'll be highlighted and pinned. Show more info and you'll see all the blue links there to go to whatever zodiac sign you want to watch. That's there for your convenience, so you don't have to try and find your zodiac, alright? I think that covers everything. Let's get to it. Let's get to it, or let's just screw it. Alright. If you're not talking with them, bummer. Let's adjust the camera a little bit like that. That's good right there. Alright, Aries. Aries, how are all of you doing? Our bosses, our overlords, the ones in charge, the ones that pretty much tell us what to do on a daily basis. Hope all of you are doing well. Alright. Alright, tell me about the person our Aries are not talking with. Who is this person? What can we know? Eight of Swords is reversed. So this is suggestive of a person that did either they caused a lot of things on your mind, Aries. I want to say stress, but it could be a person you thought about a lot. Could have been a lot of factors and things that were going through your mind about this person, but it's suggesting that's either resolved or you're no longer doing that, alright? This is most likely for a person that you engaged with where it was kind of one of those situations that wasn't flowing very well, and there was just things that were complicated about it. Maybe it was, should I deal with this person or not? Should I waste time around this or not? What do they mean by this? Maybe it was, this is one of those weird energies where it's tricky to read it because it's something around that, but I'd say just use your judgment overall what you think it means to you. But whatever the case is, it's saying whatever problem or issue what was plaguing your mind or on your mind is no longer. Alright? Translation, you're just choosing not to give a shit anymore, I guess. Either that or you're just not worrying about it. Whoever this person is. Maybe you just had enough of the situation, huh? No more. Tell me about this person our Aries are no longer worried about. Person they're not talking with. How does this person feel towards Aries? How does that stone cold heart feel towards you? Person that Aries is not talking with, how does this person feel? I guess I was right because nothing's coming out. Oh, there it is. This frozen heart has 3 swords in it. I mean, Jesus. I guess we know why it's cold. Aries must have really done a number here. I mean, look at that. I guess you went in for first, second, and thirds. Really wanted to finish the job, it looks like. God. So we got some Libra energy here. How else does this person feel towards Aries? The old Empress is horizontal here. So this person kind of feels maybe Aries that, I don't know, they're I think disappointed is an understatement for the situation, but they do feel that you no longer, I mean, with the Empress energy there horizontal, there's kind of a waxing of, does Aries care about me at all anymore? And I do wonder if this is an on occasion you might be nice to them, or, you know, maybe this is one of those situations where your mood waxes and wanes towards them. Alright. If that Empress goes reverse, it can talk about someone that's really shut off. And it's just things are stagnating. This person does seem disappointed when it comes to you. Clarify the Empress. So we also have 5 of Wands here. We'll take that. Some of you may be firm in your decision that you've made in the past or how you see things. Yeah. What is this person that Aries is not talking with? What are they wondering about? So I have Devil reversed. Why are they wondering about that? Why are they wondering about the Devil reversed? So we have the Ace of Cups reversed. I do think whoever this person is, Aries, is probably somebody that has come into your life more than once, probably been in a cycle with you in some way, shape, or form. The real question was, what kind of cycle was that? Was this somebody that was in friend zone? Or somebody that was just on the sidelines? At one minute you entertained, then you didn't? There's a couple ways you could possibly look at that. But either way we look at it, this person's seeing some type of a disconnect with you that they are questioning, is it permanent? Is this cycle over? Now, this could be one of those strange scenarios where it may not have been the most productive or the best situation between the both of you, meaning like sometimes it did work, and when it did work it was fine, but then it just ran into problems like clockwork, like it does all the time. But even though that's somewhat dysfunctional, for certain people after a period of time that starts to become attractive. Like now that cycle's not there, even though it was bad, I miss it. It's like, you know, that was our gig, you know? That's what I did after my long day at work. I went to go and argue with Aries, and now I can't do that shit anymore. It just sucks. Now, I don't know if Aries is stressed out. Hint, hint, which would suggest you're not really, but this person doesn't know that. Well, who knows? This can also tell us, though, Aries, with the Devil being reversed, going to Ace of Cups reversed. And this is a very small message, but for situations where it might have been a very kind of romantic thing going around where you guys were still sexually interacting with each other from time to time, this can suggest an ending of that. This person would be wondering about that as well. But that's just for some of you, right? How does this person see Aries? So I have Queen of Wands showing up when I split the deck. We're going to take that. We also have Ten of Cups here. How does this person that Aries is not talking with, how do they see Aries? A card comes over the Three of Swords. Knight of Cups reversed. This person sees you in a very dominant energy. Queen of Wands is very nice. It could be an assertive energy where it's just a person being independent, doing their own thing, kind of putting themselves on display. But oddly enough, it's suggesting not interested in romantic offers. Now, that may not necessarily be true because you may be entertaining offers from certain people, but maybe just not this person. All right? At least that's how they see it. Which is, again, why this person's wondering about this double reversed energy going to Ace of Cups reversed. Is this a permanent no? Because if so, bummer. I think this person does still want to be in your energy, Aries, but the question is, in what fashion or form would that be? This could be a water sign. Their energy kind of seems a bit mopey. Why is this person not talking with Aries? Why is there limited contact with Aries and this person? So we have the horizontal Ten of Pentacles here. Whoever this individual is somebody that does have some form of, or some idea of you and them in a long-term connection. Again, this is probably going to come back to the cycles. I would imagine whoever this person is, Aries, to you, is somebody that has some history with you, even if it is just running around doing the same darn shit all the time, you know? Excuse my language there. But I like this particular, in the Banana Tarot, you can see in the imagery here what this person's interested in. But being horizontal can tell us, is that going to happen or not? All right, the reversal of Ten of Pentacles is quite a bad omen. It's not good in the tarot. So it generally just, you know, kind of would tell us that this person's dream or whatever they're hoping for would be getting flushed away. All right, already in the energy here, this reading is quite... whoever this person is, they have very consistent energy. It shows that they do have interest in the situation, but their overall stance is that they view things as kind of going in the, you know, direction that's not favorable to them. Either there's just been friction problems, but they don't see it growing, right? They may have a strong opinion at this point, I would think, that things aren't probably going to improve. But my assumption is that if this person was to come back into your picture, it's not a person that would really want just friends. It seems like they're after something more than that. All right, but it would ask the question, why didn't that work to begin with, you know? What was the core problem? Why didn't Aries work with this person? Okay, so it says the Nine of Swords and it goes over Five of Wands and Three of Swords. So it's saying potentially a lot of disagreements. There could have been recurring breakups or something like that. Nine of Swords is it's a very intense energy. It's a worsening of Eight of Swords energy. So this tells me that instead of a lot of romantic chemistry, there was more quarreling or kind of like this. I was like, you know, when I asked myself, like, what kind of things would cause that? I'm like, potentially for, you know, accusations that one was doing something, jealousy could be one thing, somebody not showing up when they were supposed to for dates, somebody that was being unaffectionate, maybe they were dicking around with other people. You know, there's a lot of different things that could cause that, you know, kind of friction to form. Finding out that they've got like 200 contacts with people of the opposite sex there. And you're like, who are all these people? My coworkers, I think. What is this app, Grinder? What are you doing on there? Anyways, advice for Aries. So it's saying, it says in the advice, the Five of Pentacles here, Aries. Now, and it went over the Empress here. So it is kind of suggesting what it's exactly saying here. Who knows? That's the mystery of tarot. But it is suggesting that reconciliation with this person is dependent on you and your actions. Coming back to the reversal of this and the upright of this. Now, upright of Empress. Empress and Emperor are very magical cards in the tarot because they embody a balanced queen that has all four qualities of the other queens. Translation, she knows how to love, she knows how to make things happen with the Wands energy. She's stable with the Pentacle energy, can handle her own and stuff. And Air energy, she knows when to put her emotions aside and use that logic when it's necessary. So there's a nice balance. She's fair, she's hardworking. She's just a person people want to be around, all right? Now, nobody in reality embodies the full scope of that. It's kind of like a model card. But it is just deriving qualities from it, things that are good, that facilitate growth, all right? It's working with a partner, stuff like that. Well, because it was horizontal, it's telling us that is probably teetering on the reversal, which is the opposite of those. But one would ask, why is somebody shut off to someone? Well, again, for the reasons I mentioned earlier, all right? So basically what it's saying is that maybe there's a situation that pops up with this person again, but it's saying how you interact with them is going to determine where this goes. My opinion, for some of you, probably just don't care at this point. And if that is the case, then I would imagine this will just stay upright. In other words, you're on the outs with each other. But, yeah. I mean, if you've had this much friction, then maybe it's good just to leave it be. But you be the judge there, Aries. All right. So tarot just says the way that I guess your behavior is towards this person, either it's going to be shut off or it's going to be open with this person will determine what happens with it. Which again, it's nothing bad. If you don't want to be with this person, you don't want to be with them. That's it. Don't have to overthink it. Let's move on. Taurus. You know, every time I come to your sign, I try to think of something interesting or funny to say, and I just can't ever think of anything. I'm like, what kind of interactions have I had with a Taurus where it's been hilarious or funny? And I can't think of much. So, I always just think of bull in the china shop. I was like, what interactions have I had with the Taurus? And I'm like, well, they're generally stubborn, Yeah, everything that encompasses a bull. That's pretty much it. My mother is a strong Taurus, and yeah, got a quite an impression throughout my entire life. So, all right, yeah, I think Taurus is one of those signs. You need kind of other zodiac energies to balance it out, but very strong sign. Anyways, let's just get to your reading. Tell me about the person our Taurus are not talking with. Who is this person? What can we know? What can we know? So we have the Queen of Wands reversed. All right. So this is just suggesting at face value a person you're no longer putting effort towards or you're intentionally holding back from. All right. For a slither of some of you may have a bit of an attitude towards this person. All right. The Queen of Wands, when she's reversed, actually any of the queens or kings, when they're reversed, can have some pretty negative qualities to them. All right. With the Wands energy, it does focus a lot around aggression and tempers and things, and that's because when there's too much Wands, when the Wands is interacting with your emotions, the Cups energy, it can sometimes, in this case, with the Queen of Wands being reversed, can talk about emotions flaring or getting hot-headed with somebody. But again, at face value, it's just suggesting you're choosing to hold back or just not take action towards. Could be a lot of reasons for that, right? Well, you're not talking with them, so I guess it's just somebody that maybe in the past you were pursuing, because this is a queen that would pursue somebody quite a lot, run around after them, but now it's suggesting no longer. Right? So my overall take is it's somebody that you're pursuing quite heavily, but now you're choosing to kind of just hold back, or maybe wait for them to come to you, something like that. Like, if they do. Alright, tell me about this person, our Taurus. Are no longer pursuing, or I guess holding back from, or just waiting on them. How does that person feel towards Taurus? Well, it kind of says they're mirroring your energy a little bit. We have strength here. On the positive note, it can suggest hope, but alright, we have 10 of Wands here. So this person is seeing a lot of resistance and also a bit of a grind when it comes to you. I mean, but if you are holding back, I mean, yeah, it's going to make them have to work harder. So they kind of feel like you're making things harder than it needs to be, Taurus. Or you're just giving them resistance. So in past times when they've come around, all that ends up happening is they get resistance from you. Some of you are going to immediately disagree with that, and that's okay. Right? What is this person wondering about? The person our Taurus are not talking with. What are they wondering about? So we have horizontal, Two of Cups. This person does wonder, is there going to be a true connection with you again? Alright? Or is it over? Two of Cups does talk strongly about unions between two people. There's a lot of different unions, right? So it kind of depends from person to person how they define that. But one way or another, in this particular case, it's you and them. Will you and them be a thing again? All right, or not? The reversal is just kind of suggesting going our separate ways. All right. So that's what's on their mind. So a simple way of looking at this is reconciliation. How does this person see Taurus? Person that's not talking with Taurus. How do they see Taurus? Whoa, we got the Queen of Cups here. Let's have a look at that again. That's pretty strong in how they see you, because that does talk about a person here that still has romantic feelings for you. That's why this is on their mind. So this person still has, at least behind closed doors, strong romantic feelings towards you. Or there are certain aspects about you that strike the emotional chord with them, even if it's an imperfect situation, all right? But this is telling me that there is a reason why things are, you know, look, if it looks good, but the reality is it's suggesting there's some problem going on that we're not seeing here. Why is this person not talking with Taurus if they care so much? It says they're confused. They don't know what's going on. So this is a person overall that seems to, they must be at a distance. They do wonder about you. They do have feelings for you. I would assume that where this is coming from, and pay close attention here, is that while that looks good, this is energy I've seen before where it is coming from a person that has a heart that's grown fonder because of distance and potentially an absence of communication. Now, the issue with that energy is that when people get in that state, it's ignoring the bad. And they put that on the side. Why? Because if somebody has emotional investment in something, it's typically going to trump anything negative, and that's how these repetitive cycles go on. All right? So, in a perfect world where, for whatever reason, this is not a problem, and you are like this, and for whatever reason, you're suddenly like, yes, I want that, then yes, this whole thing works. Right? And assuming there's no problems. But there was obviously something that ended up occurring. But overall, this person seems to be a bit lost or confused or uncertain where things are between you and them. All right. They might be wondering, Taurus, if your position towards them is changed or is changing. Like, maybe Taurus is interested now. I don't know. What was the problem between Taurus and this person before? What did it say? Four of Wands here, but it's horizontal. Interesting. So that kind of tells us something, but it kind of doesn't at the same time. This can just talk about when, you know, a functional connection, but the reversal can tell us it was dysfunctional. It's horizontal here, so this is kind of also implying potentially that at times it seemed like it was a good connection and other times it wasn't. So it still doesn't really answer the question as to what the core problem was. So the only thing I could really get is a general answer. It's just saying that, it's like saying sometimes it was functional, it worked, and other times it was dysfunctional and it wasn't working. But again, why? I don't know. What is the advice for Taurus? So we have the Lovers horizontal here. Why does it suggest that? Why does it suggest the Lovers horizontal advice? King of Swords reversed. What in the Lord is that saying? Why is the King of Swords reversed? So it's obviously talking about something about what they're doing. They're not talking. Why is that in the advice? The King of Swords reversed. Why is that in the advice? To move things forwards. So it's saying you gotta move. You have to talk to this person. Oh, because they're in confusion, so things are stalled. So to move things forward, they're not talking. Okay. Well, what is the Lovers horizontal about in the advice for Taurus? Why is it horizontal? it's saying Five of Cups. It's kind of confusing advice because it's like almost suggesting like a disappointment with the Lovers here. What would I'm still not understanding. What is Taurus going to be doing though for the advice? In relation to this person. So this Hierophant, I don't know what it's suggesting there for your advice there, Taurus. It's something to do with this person. It does suggest, it shows them with King of Swords reversed, so my assumption is them not talking. It does suggest something to do with that, things moving forwards. So, this person does wonder about a relationship and a connection, Lovers. Hierophant can also talk about connection, but the Five of Cups can tell us potentially disappointments. I don't know if it's suggesting there, if you're interested, you could talk with this person about that, but I would imagine some of you have already done that. My assumption is it's kind of conveying that clarity or illumination to this person would be helpful because of this. They may not understand why you are the way that you are. Hierophant can talk about your values, what matters to you. And also the Five of Cups is heavy energy because it's loss, disappointment, failed things. Anyways, that's what I got for you, Taurus. Interpret it how you want. Alright. Got a person here that I guess at the end of the day, push comes to shove, still has interest in you. Alright. It does kind of seem it's kind of dependent on what you do. Maybe just reach out and be like, do you miss me? Just wondering. How do you feel about that? Gemini. So this came out for you. Ten of Swords. Alright, we'll just take that, I guess. It's Gemini energy. Alright, tell me about the person our Geminis are not talking with. Who is this person? What can we know? So we have Ten of Pentacles reversed. Wow, that's pretty heavy energy there. So this is probably describing a person that let you down quite a bit, Gemini. It was either a long-term connection you're hoping for, or you spent a lot of time with this person, but it's showing loss in both cards. So something fell through here quite badly. This can also be describing like some type of situation where you really felt that you got the shit end of the stick. Right. Oftentimes this is things rapidly declining like this is a suggestion that they're for some of you is definitely going to highlight cheating or some unknown situation you just found out about. It's quite negative, whatever it's suggesting here, but alright, tell me about this person that... We have 5 of Pentacles here too. Tell me about this person our Geminis had a negative experience with. 10 of Swords energy, 10 of Pentacles reversed. How does that person feel towards Gemini? 9 of Wands. They see you as quite difficult or entrenched. Tell me more. How do they feel towards Gemini? I think this person wants to come towards you, or at least broker some type of peace deal, or open up the lines of communication very carefully, Gemini, but they're expecting resistance from you. What are they wondering about? Knight of Pentacles reversed. Why are they wondering that? So it's talking about things going backwards here. Or that there's been no progress with you. Tell me about the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Why is that? Why are they wondering about that? It comes back to the 9 of Wands again. So this person has like some impression that dealing with you is going to be futile in some ways, because they're just seeing it is going to be, it's going to be an uphill battle. For why they see it like that, I don't know. What's the good out of this? This person does kind of, despite that problem, still is looking at it like, well, how can I get my foot way in that door? This person may also be wondering about what problems are causing this as well. Because whatever is going on in this 9 of Wands energy, they're seeing it as a problem, like a barrier. And the question is, how do I get rid of that barrier? How do they see Gemini currently? They see you as indecisive or uncertain. How would they know that? What is this person that's not talking with Gemini? What is their interest in the Page of Pentacles upright towards Gemini? So we have the Knight here. Why is Gemini resistant to this person? Well, I mean, I suppose I could answer that question. Why is this person not talking with Gemini currently? Saying Strength reversed and went to the 9 of Wands. So this person, all we really need to know here is that this is a serious problem, according to this person. So that's suggesting almost in some ways that however they interact with you or whenever they approach you, it's just trench warfare. It's some type of grind, or it couldn't even be finger pointing, or there's some type of, it's just difficult. Now, my assumption is that this would have something to do with it. So, if you had a situation like that, there's obviously reasons, because most people, if they're on the ground like that, felt like they got the shit under the stick, aren't exactly going to be thrilled. This person, for some reason, may not really realize this, I guess, or just realize that it's, I don't know. Maybe they are aware of it, that it's affecting you. I mean, but it kind of seems in some ways like either this person is aware or they're just oblivious in some ways. It's hard to say, but they're realizing like this is an existing problem, and it's just like, well, if I just figure that out. But there's some, I would say there's a part of them that's kind of seeing it as a perpetual problem. They may see you as a bit stubborn, Gemini, some of you. So the strength reverse, though, is kind of telling us that there's a part of them that's just kind of giving up. What can Gemini expect from this person? So it's set at horizontal, the Ace of Pentacles. There is a strong chance, Gemini. There's a strong chance here that this person, irregardless of whatever this is saying, is still considering just throwing a olive branch your way and just figures maybe it'll lead to something. But behind that, it's saying that even if they do that, their energy is quite pessimistic that anything's going to come of it. All right. What is the advice for Gemini? For this person? It's telling you to make a very firm decision, Gemini. You got judgment. All right. Now, what is the good news with judgment? It can talk about sometimes new beginnings. All right. In this particular situation, aka a reconciliation. But it is also a card that does say that whatever this deal is from the past is that you've either made amends with it, you know how you're going to be going forwards, and you concluded. This is like when somebody has said, you know what, I get what happened here and I'm just putting it behind me, not going to let it affect the present anymore. You know, we'll start setting fresh, move forwards. All right, that could be maybe judgment there, but whichever way you're looking at it, it is some way of declaring exactly where you're going moving forwards. All right. Now, why it's giving that as advice is it could be suggesting here that this person, who knows, Spirit probably knows, is expecting that this person, whoever they are, for some Geminis, is going to come around, maybe out of nowhere. And one of two things is going to happen. You're either going to have a very clear idea on where you stand with this person and what you think moving forward, or you're not. All right, so that's why it's showing it in advice. But hey, you interpret it however you want. You're just some guy that reads tarot. All right, good luck to you, Gemini. Cancer. How are all the Cancers doing on this beautiful Saturday? All right. Oh, let's get our therapeutic session in. Tell me about this person our Cancers are not talking with. Who is this person? What can we know? We have the Strength here. Why the Strength card? So we have the Five of Pentacles is reversed there. Why the Strength card? This may be a person you are resisting or holding back from that does want to come back to you. Double reversed. It's a connection of some sort that you detached from, Cancer. Basically like, you know what? This cycle sucked ass. Oh, it looks pretty kinky over there. But whatever the case is, you had enough. This was the Cancer that came out of that shell and said, I'm done hiding in that shell. It's time to move on. Given that this person's showing up in the reading, they're evidently not done. Tell me about this person that Cancer's resisting or moved on from from whatever cycle. How does this person feel towards Cancer? How do they feel towards Cancer? We have the Nine of Wands reversed. All right. How do they feel towards Cancer? Person Cancer's not talking with. We'll have that. Five of Wands reversed. So Queen of Wands reversed and Seven of Wands. So the Nine of Wands reversed here is well, actually all this energy is just, it's very synergistic. What do you need to know from this? It's suggesting this person feels that you are very resistant to them. Difficult. Anything to do with the word difficult. Wow. That strength card was an understatement. This energy is very consistent. It's just talking about a Cancer that is being very resistant to this person. This person seems to be aware of it. It's like a Cancer that's like, I will beat you with this stick if you come any closer. So the Nine of Wands here, with this particular card, when it's reversed, in this particular case, we'll be talking about a worsening of the energy, which is not good, because that would suggest that, and especially next to the Queen of Wands reversed, it can even be talking about a Cancer that can have an attitude, or it's just like, I don't give a rip what you're saying, I'm not changing, you know? Or it can be a bit hostile to aggressive towards this person. But that kind of tells me, if that is true, it's a Cancer then that's had their emotions played with or stepped on, and so they're you know, snapping back or something like that. There's obviously more to the picture, but this tells me that why that's there too was because there was obviously a cycle here. Drugs or alcohol could have been a strong factor in this as well, with devil energy. You know, people flying off the handle because there's money gone, or accusations, this or that. Being a bum. Alright. What is this person wondering about towards Cancer? The person that Cancer is resistant to in detachment. So it says, Hermit energy. The path, the road ahead. Why they're wondering about the road ahead in terms of Cancer. So split the deck on Five of Swords reversed. We'll take that, and Ace of Wands is shown here. We're going to take that too. So this person is looking to see if the things are clearing between the both of you, and if there'll be an opportunity to come back in your energy. This is a very tricky one, because it shows a person that is evidently aware of where things are at, but not done with the situation. Translation: guaranteed there's going to be a reinitiation of the cycle. So what would be the logical and practical thing to do if this resonates to you and you know it's been a toxic bad cycle? Well, the best approach would be to just kind of say, you know what, good luck to you, which some of you have already done, and just keep it that way. Why? Because it didn't work the first time, the second time, or the third time. Maybe a fourth time is not a good idea. All right. Sometimes people just reach that point and they get it and they move on. Great. But in this particular scenario, this person's like, I don't really care about that, because there's still something I want from this connection and would love to have it start again. Maybe they just miss you. Maybe there were certain sexual aspects that were great. Maybe it was more the romance for them. Maybe it was just the you know, as I say, and sometimes in the readings, the Bonnie Clyde effect, where it's like, you and me, we're supposed to be that Hollywood movie, baby. I don't know, but this person wants to, suggesting they are pondering about whether things have de-escalated and whether a new start, or I wouldn't say a new start with this Ace of Wands, but it is basically shooting a shot or trying to put a spark back in the situation in some ways. How that plays out, I don't know, Cancer. But How do they see Cancer currently? This person that's not talking with Cancer. So we have this 10 of Wands here. This card goes with 7 of Wands, 7 of Cups. They're not certain what to think right now. It goes with a 7 of Wands. Yeah. So 7 of Wands is it's also a very variable kind of energy, because sometimes it's a good energy and other times it's not. All right. We've got double sevens. What is this person wanting to know in 7 of Cups? Five of Wands. What does that mean for them? What would that mean for them? If you still care. Well, I was thinking of the 7 of Wands as kind of being a resistant energy here, which I still think it is, but it can be talking about fighting for a connection. I think this person still wonders if you would kind of entertain that, or you still would. Like, the problem here is that it's showing resistance from your side, Cancer, and this person's trying to figure out where you stand if things have cleared, and if they put their foot back in the door. Well, it's more than that with the Ace of Wands. But they're still wondering if you have intense, I don't know, you still love them or not. Right? The 5 of Wands can be competition, so I don't really know. This message is a little tricky to read because it can actually describe a lot of different things it's talking about. But there is something around that this person is wondering, again, if you still care for them. I'm assuming at some point down in the past you were putting in a lot of effort. They may have seen a decline of that, and so that's why they're questioning it. With this Queen of Wands reversed, no longer jumping on the offer like you used to. For some of you, no longer jumping on the offer anymore. Might bother you. This person may also, because of this King of Cups energy, they may inherently know that there was emotions towards them. So that may be a big factor in how they view the situation, and basically like, well, I know Cancer did really care in the past, so maybe there's a soft spot for me. But there is a lot of, I would say, unknowns on their side. Why is this person not talking with Cancer? Four of Wands. Some of you may be in a connection already. Tell us more. Either that or they're in a connection. Potentially. Why is this person not in... Well, why is this person that's not talking with Cancer, why are they not talking with Cancer? Give us another card. 5 of Pentacles. What would that mean for Cancer? Cancer's part. Cancer relating to 5 of Pentacles reversed for this person. World goes. What is that saying? Why would they not want to talk? Clarify the 5 of Pentacles reversed. Because that would actually be good. So we have the 9 of Swords. It's something about... So Five of Pentacles reverse would be pretty good here, Cancer, because it would talk about kind of reconciling with you. But there seems to be some type of, it's suggesting that they're, I don't know, uncertain. With the Nine of Swords energy can be a blocked intuition or clouding one's mind, which this person is. So it kind of seems like there's a concern about whether you want to be in a relationship or not. All right. So the only thing that I can derive from that is two things here. One, that either you're already in a connection with somebody or seeing someone, or B, for some of you, they're already in a connection, which would make sense because if they are in a connection, then they can't come toward you. All right. Now, if it's none of that, then it is suggestive nonetheless of them wondering about if a connection is possible with you, and there's a big emphasis around coming out the cold with each other, all right? But they seem to have a lot of unknowns with this person, whether that's going to be a thing or it's possible to do that with you, all right? What is the advice for Cancer? So it's death. Ace of Pentacles. Well, what happens if Cancer does restart this with this person? Then what? If that happened, if Cancer restarted with this person, then what would happen? Then what would happen? What do we get here? King of Cups, Nine of Wands. So it does say potentially things would move forwards. There's that King of Cups again. Ones if Cancer didn't move things forwards with this person. Oh my god, these cards are just flopping everywhere. What happens if Cancer did not move forward with this person? Queen of Pentacles reversed. Tell me more. So let's say things would become stuck. Ace of Swords reversed. So I guess nothing would really happen. Well, let's say that Cancer did move forward to this person past that. What happens after the King of Cups and Knight of Wands? It says things are stable. I don't know how long that would last, Cancer. I mean, use your judgment there. It's saying that, like, a beginning there is possible, but, like, why would things... I guess, let me ask one more question. So, it's basically saying on the one hand you get nothing, but when it's saying nothing, it's talking about in terms of this situation. There wouldn't be anything, right? Which is obvious. But then it's saying if you went with this situation, there's potential for it to move forwards and it would be stable for a while, where things would work, I guess, be balanced. But that seems a little... What's the catch with this situation? If Cancer move forward to this person, what's the catch? What is... Well, have Queen of Cups here reversed. One would ask if you still cared. Three of Pentacles reversed. Why does that happen? Why does that happen? I do wonder if your heart wouldn't be in it. I'm going to just take that. Tell us about Three of Pentacles reversed. So we have the Ace of Wands reversed. What happens with that? So it's saying that there's some part on your side, Cancer. I don't know if it's a Cancer that just, you know... There's this king here, but it's kind of saying your heart wouldn't really be in it. I mean, that could be a problem. one person's got their, I don't know, one person's more emotionally invested than the other. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. Good luck to you, Cancer. This seems like a tricky situation. What's the moral of the story here? You've got somebody that still is interested in you, but one would question, are they already involved in something? I don't know what's going on with that. Alright, but they still have their eye on you. They still have a heart for you. Alright, this tells me that there's been problems, a lot of issues before, so I don't know. And also, you know, question whether your heart's even in this anymore. Lordy Lord. Leo! How are the Tiger gang doing? I know, and for others of you, you can be a lion if you want, right? On this channel, you're a tiger, right? Love me, my tigers. All right. Let me know in the comments what kind of tiger you are. Tell me about the person our Leos are not talking with. Who is this person? What can we know? What can we know? Strength. This is the person you're potentially holding back from. I just got this for Cancer. Or you're resisting for some reason. Some of you may be on the fence about this person. You wonder this disappointment showing here too. We've got 4 of Cups here. There's a strong, am I wasting my time energy with this array energy. Could be a bit of a what's the point kind of vibe here too when it comes to this person. Tell me about the person our Leos are not talking with. The person that they're questioning what's the point with. How does that person feel towards Leo? Shows them in their mind too. Contemplating. So we have Hermit energy. That's an isolated energy. Probably wondering about the future here. Tell us more. How do they feel towards Leo? Person that Leo's not talking with. Hermit reversed. Okay, it really wants to emphasize Hermit energy. What are they doing in the Hermit energy? Tell us more. It says they're not doing much. So then what are they thinking about? So we have the 3 of Pentacles. What does that have to do with Leo? What does that have to do with Leo? Stuck. Or seeing things differently. This person may want to discuss about things or how to work on things. Alright. The only positive with Hangman energy is it does kind of suggest sometimes hanging upside down to view things in a different way. So this can be useful if there's a problem or a recurring problem or issue. Sometimes the old thinking doesn't work to solve it. You have to look at things differently. Right? This person may feel that that's necessary here. However, despite me saying that, this energy, in my opinion, is still unclear. This person does have a sense that there's some type of repetitive nature or things that keep going in circles here. Right? A concern like we keep doing the same thing over and over. What does the Hermit reverse have to do with Leo, according to this person? Ace of Pentacles. Okay. What is this person wondering about? I don't know what it is with this energy. It's like showing up for every sign. It's just apparently important. Okay, this person just is seeing resistance or friction from you, or they feel like it's going to be an uphill battle dealing with you. All right. I think this person does want to reestablish something with you. What exactly it is, I don't know. My assumption is would just be stable footing, stable ground with you, talking, annoying you. They're seeing some type of a block here, Leo. Like it's, I don't want to say it's futile. That's not what I'm saying. They do see some type of hope, but they're seeing that there's going to be barriers that are going to get in the way, and rather than deal with them, they're trying to question how, like, is there a solution to this? That's, I think, what I'm trying to see here. And if there is, how am I going to convince Leo about that solution? This tells me it's probably a situation between two people that really has well-established problems, you know, or dilemmas. It doesn't have to be major problems, but there's some type of issues. I mean, you're not talking with them, there's a reason for it. How does this person see Leo? The person that Leo's not talking with, how do they see Leo overall? Tell us about the Eight of Wands. What does the Ace of Wands reverse have to do with this person that Leo's not talking with? This person may like get a sense that, I don't know if it's implying that some of you Leos have like told this person you don't want to talk with them. It's something around that where it's suggesting a like a communication that you don't want to talk, or a stalling of communication, or a resistance to talk. Or you're not, maybe it's saying you're just not interested in moving things forwards. Something like that. Why is this person not talking with Leo? Two of Pentacles reversed, so things are dysfunctional between the both of you. What's causing the Two of Pentacles to be reversed? Seven of Pentacles reversed. So again, it's highlighting some type of cycle that keeps going around in circles. Alright. That's probably why this person's in this Hangman energy. Basically, what it's saying is that overall from this person, they're looking at the situation when they deal with you, they're aware of some sort that there's certain problems that are existing. And as far as they're concerned, and well, Tarot kind of says it too, that it's however you guys interact with each other, I suppose from the past, was a repetitive pattern where it's this like a predictable outcome occurring because, well, for whatever reason it wasn't changing. But my assumption is it would be a Leo that would immediately say that the reason that was happening was because of them, right? But the problem with that is that just kind of plays into the cycle. This person seems to be aware of that, but they're trying to figure out how to resolve that. Basically, if they came around into the picture, how do they avoid those problems? What is their solution to avoid those problems? 10 of Pentacles. Maybe they're going to offer you a buttload of money. That would be great. A long-term connection. Why is that their solution? God, I hope it's a buttload of money. This person feels that maybe if they come around in a very grounded, stable fashion, potentially offering a long-term commitment. King of Pentacles is great with the 10 of Pentacles. That's a pretty good offer there. That maybe that'll change your mind. Only thing that kind of makes me kind of, I guess, doubt this a little bit is that seems a little bit too, like, perfect, you know? What's the catch with the King of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles? What's the catch? It's also suggesting this person be generous, giving. This is like too good to be true energy. It's like somebody just coming around and just like, I've changed, everything's better now. I want a future, got a new car. I mean, man, everything's going good. You want to join in? But this is like a pleaser kind of approach. Who knows? Maybe this person is doing all of that, but what's the catch that we're not seeing here? Person that Leo's not talking with. What's the catch with this 10 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles? What is the catch? Tell us about the Sun reversed. Tell us more. See, it's something you don't know about. And it's 4 of Pentacles reversed. Detachment. So it says Sun reverse going to Moon. That's not good. So it is saying that there's something you don't know about. But it's talking about money-wise. I don't know what's hidden there. What aren't we seeing? What don't we know about? What would Leo not see? Page of Wands, that doesn't tell me anything. I don't know, Leo. My overall opinion is good luck to you with this person. It does seem like this person wants to still come around. That's good. It seems like they're gonna, if they did come around, it's going to be trying to impress you or show you something different, some bells and whistles, and that might entertain you. But it is saying that there's something you don't know about. I can't really interpret what that's truly saying. It's saying something pertaining back to whatever they're offering here. I don't know if it's how they acquired that money or where they got it from or what's really going on with their career or finance or whatever their situation is stability-wise. It's saying there's something you won't see about that and how they got it or attained it or something like that. Why that matters, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. All right. Good luck to you, Leo. Oh, what a complicated reading. Maybe that was just too complicated. Maybe that was too complicated. Virgo. All right, tell me about the person our Virgos are not talking with. So it says Queen of Swords reversed, so someone you're ignoring or don't want to talk to. Bummer. All right. So the Queen of Swords reversed is you know, can't talk about even someone you have a grudge against or you're just annoyed with. We got the Tower there, so one would ask, it could have been possibly a blowout. That was just a split the deck on the Tower. But tell us about this person our Virgos are either ignoring or don't want to talk with. How does that person feel towards Virgo? This person really wants to reach out to you. We have the Knight of Swords. We talk about incoming communication. How else do they feel towards Virgo? So we have the Nine of Pentacles. Why the Nine of Pentacles? This person may feel that you are person may have a lot of interest towards you. Have doubled on the Nine of Pentacles. That's pretty strong. Strong attraction to you. They may see you as somebody that's single, ready to mingle. What are they wondering about towards Virgo? There you go. So we have Lovers. We've got somebody here that has overall strong attraction towards you. They see you in some type of like position right now, Virgo, where it's alluring or attractive to them. Translation, you're doing something right for some of you, all right? I don't know what kind of interest this person has for you. Lovers is pretty good energy. How does this person see Virgo? So we have the Temperance and it went over the Lovers. Why does this person suddenly, like, you're come on the radar is almost like somebody they just feel like they would mesh well with. Things would just flow, it would work with you. Kind of odd for this type of reading. Then why, if this person is so interested in Virgo, I guess why are they not talking with Virgo? Ace of Swords reversed. And it goes to the Ace of Pentacles. It's just talking about things are kind of clouded or in a gray area about whether there's an opportunity for you guys to connect or start talking. What is the block? What's blocking or clouding this Ace of Pentacles for Virgo and this person? God. deck is just going bonkers. Well, that strength reverse kind of slid out, so we'll take that. Still doesn't really answer the question, though. This person could have, well, I mean, because of strength reverse, it could be some type of confidence issue here. Why would Virgo not be talking with this person to begin with? It's saying, because it went over the double energy here, it's saying that you've walked away from this and came back to the situation, for some of you, more than once. All right, and when you did come back, it was unfulfilling to you, or it wasn't, you know, essentially you left the situation for a reason. Then perhaps, again, it won't be for all of you, but it's suggested when it's reversed here that you came back, found that it was just the same shit, different day, so you bounced out again. So that's why it's saying you're not talking with this person. So. However, this person evidently was not done with it. And going to the devil here can also suggest that there was certain things occurring in the situation that were either you felt were unhealthy or just repetitive things that you were like, it's not going to resolve. So you're just like, I don't want to deal with this. But this person does have interest in you quite a bit, it suggests here. They also kind of feel overall, I guess, that you guys work quite well with each other, even if it's a little dysfunctional. But they may feel that your absence of communication or lack thereof of a desire to want to talk with them is kind of stifling the ability to get things going again. So they may be losing faith because of that. So this basically, if this is true to you, for some of you Virgos, then immediately the solution is probably going to be either A, you can wait on communication from this person, or you can B, reach out to them, or C, continue to ignore them. All right. I suppose if you're like, man, this makes sense to me, then yeah, if you reached out to this person, I would imagine something would happen. What is the advice for Virgo? So we have Sun horizontal. Why does it say that in relation to this person? Probably does this make you happy or not, but that's what I would think. So we've got King of Cups is reversed here. Something about your values, your principles. Well, what was challenged with the Hierophant last time? It's saying there was friction between your principles and your values the last time. Translation, you might have felt that you were on a different page to this person. All right. However, they don't seem to think so. So this could also have been commitment things, but you know, Hierophant is a very conservative energy. It is oftentimes would be describing like a Virgo that is wanting, that is at a point in their life where there's certain things, qualities from your day-to-day operation that you're saying, hey, this is important to me. Me going for my 5-minute walk in the morning is important. Or, yes, I want children, 5 children to be exact. Or, yes, my goal right now is just saving money and stuff. You may find that there's friction when it comes around this person where you guys get along, but then you're like, I want to save money and they want to blow money. All right? I want to get a house and they want to rent. All right? I want to go to church and they don't want to go to church. All right? So that can cause a divide Because it's like, if you can't synergize with each other, maybe there's a lot of other qualities, but those important qualities, if those are absent, it can cause a divide, because it's like they're not the whole package. It's like there's friction, right? I mean, can you imagine a Republican, a diehard Republican, and a diehard Democrat living in the same house together? I mean, even if they were 99% perfect, if you just had that one factor, I mean, probably World War III. It's like one side of the house is LGBTQ, rainbow, and trans everything, and the other side of the house is Elon Musk and Trump. It just wouldn't work. Alright. Anyways, that's all I got for you, Virgo. Alright. I would think that there is a questioning here. If this person does come around to kind of just, I mean, you obviously know what's important to you. The positive here is it does predict that there's a potential this person is getting close to wanting to reach out to you. If not, for some of you, it could be quite soon. But you kind of already know where they're going with things and what they're wanting. All right, what would be driving them to reach out to you? It's because there's a lack of communication or clarity on where things stand. All right. However, that, in my opinion, could go either way. I don't know. And the reason I'm saying that is because there is a bit of, this person doesn't have that much confidence. I think that reaching out would be effective. All right. But I'm just saying, on the off chance that they do, it's kind of like they're just feeling around to test the water with you to see if you're still have any interest in them. All right. Tarot's kind of suggesting you probably don't, but you be the judge of that. But it is highlighting your preferences, your qualities, what matters to you, especially the examples I've given to you as a reference, to determine whether this is something to even waste your time. All right. I would imagine we're doing a read about this because the tarot's predicting some type of situation like this. When exactly, I don't know, will occur. Good luck to you, Virgo. Good luck to Virgo. Good luck to Virgo. Yes. Libra. All right. Tell me about the person our Libras are not talking with. Who is this person? Who is this person? We have a King of Cups reversed here. I'm going to take that. And it shows double reversed. This tells me that it's a person that you had some pretty strong, intense romantic feelings for, emotional feelings for, but it's reversed now. And you had to detach from the situation. That's a possibility for some of you. For others of you, it can talk about a worsening energy where it's an unhealthy fixation with this person, even though that you know that the emotional vibe has long since died. All right, won't be for all of you. Just use your judgment. All right. Tell us about this person our Libras potentially had to detach from or had an unhealthy attachment to. Person they're not talking with. How does that person feel towards Libra? Ace of Pentacles, King of Pentacles reversed. How else do they feel towards Libra? This person's just in full Pentacle energy. This person feels like things are up in the air. Ace of Pentacles is here though. Why is the King reversed? Why is the King of Pentacles reversed in their energy? What is that telling us? Moving forwards is difficult right now. Saying it's like difficult to move things forwards, Libra, or something like that with you. The reason why is because when we're asking why the King, so the King when it's upright should be very good, stable energy. And when I say stable, what am I saying by that? It should talk about a person here, aka them, who's in a good position. All right, it's kind of suggesting they're not in that because they're going through some type of problems or issues or something like that, or dealing with stuff. All right, so it's, I guess in some ways would complicate things if they came to you. What is this person wandering about towards Libra? Everything's Pentacle energy with this person. High focus on money, stability with this person. Or wondering how they can do that. How do they see Libra currently? This person that Libra's not talking about. Judgment. So they kind of see it like you've already quite firm in your position. Going forwards. Why is this person not talking with you? It's saying because you're on the outs with each other. There is a strong like heavy Pentacle energy with this person, which tells me that the foundations between the both of you are compromised in some ways, or there's some problem around that. I don't know why, but that's what it's saying. All right. I mean, what is this person? What is this person's interest in Libra? They want things to move forwards rapidly, quickly, or to progress with you. Then what is stopping that? It goes over the Four of Pentacles. Page of Cups reversed. Only problem is the only thing I can't figure out in this reading, Libra, is exactly what is the problem around this Pentacle energy. It's talking about like there is some type of imbalance or instability when it comes to either their situation. It has to be something to do with living situation, money, Maybe their career could be a problem. Or it's something to do with you. I don't know. This person also recognizes that in addition to that, that you guys are separated or disconnected. They kind of see it like, in some ways, that you've already, like your position on things is already, they already know where you stand. So this person seems to have a why bother kind of energy. The only reason I guess they're showing up in this reading is because there is some part of them that still wants something to happen with you. But, I mean, based on this, I don't really see anything happening at all. What is the advice for Libra? It's talking about Queen of Cups reversed, saying your heart's shut off. Well, I mean, shit. Both of you are? I'll be honest with you, Libra, this situation seems like it's I don't even really have to say much about it, because it seems like it's a hopeless situation. I mean, there isn't any chance here. What? I mean, one would ask, is your heart shut off, so there is? Is that what it's trying to say? Or is it just mutual? You both just have shut off hearts. You know, the Cups energy is important, as well as the Wands energy when it comes to connections. But when we're looking at the water energy, if somebody's heart is shut off, or it's damp, it's got a damper over it, you know, like a wet towel type thing, where there's no sizzle in those emotions, it can talk about a person that really becomes apathetic, uncaring to the situation. You know, where you couldn't really care that much if they were there or not. You know, and when people's emotions aren't really there, they just don't really put effort into the situation. This person, it's already showing that, and it's showing a cold energy. Apparently you guys are announcing each other, which is correct. That's what it's saying. A loss of interest. So, why? So, it's basically, all it's saying in advice is it's saying that is causing a core problem. Which, one would ask, I mean, that doesn't really help the situation, though, because obviously I would assume it was like that at one point, but no longer. So just flipping it back upright doesn't really fix anything. But in the tarot, the way it's looking at it is like, well, technically it does fix things, because if you were to be emotionally open and romantic, which in my opinion you can't just do. I mean, people can fake it, I suppose, but you can't just switch your emotions back on. But let's hypothetically say you did. Maybe it would fix things temporarily, but I think if the same problems were there before, it would just cause things to go back like that. Well, what was the issue that caused the Queen to go reversed in the past? It says disappointment. It says your disappointment. Basically, this person wasn't meeting expectations. That probably has something to do with their financial, or, you know, something around that, like their earning potential, or maybe it has something to do with their ability to be a father figure or a role model or a provider or something like that. There just was a loss of interest in that department, which caused the Queen to kind of think, you know what, maybe this isn't what I signed up for. All right. It's suggesting that because there was some type of, this person just wasn't meeting expectations, there was disappointments that gradually caused this Queen to go reverse. All right. Anyways, good luck to you. I don't know what the real relevance of this is to any Libra, but that's what I got for you, all right? I don't know if some of you are still interested in that person, but we'll see what happens in the future. Scorpio. How are you doing, Scorpio? Hope all of you are doing great. Tell me about the person our Scorpios are not talking with. Who is this person? What can we know? So we have the Knight of Swords. I'm going to put that down below here. One more card on who this person is our Scorpios are not talking with. It says a King of Wands. Tell us about the Knight of Swords. So this, it's describing potentially, I mean, at face value, I'm going to assume it's suggestive here of a king that was trying to reach out or talk about moving things forwards with you. This could have been somebody that potentially tried to mend things or fix things at some point. I don't know how direct that would have been if that was the case. All right. If it's not that, it can also just talk about one or either of you potentially trying to reach out to them, try and make things work. All right. This Knight of Swords going to Six of Swords is talking about trying to move things to calmer waters of some sort. So one would ask, I guess it's up to anyone's interpretation, what it would have to do with this king. Either you were trying to convey that to them or they were trying to convey it to you. I don't know. All right. Tell me about this person, I guess, for our Scorpios, that there was some talk about moving things to calmer waters. How does the person feel towards Scorpios? We have Magician, good. How else do they feel towards Scorpio? Person that's not talking with Scorpio. Wow, this person's in a very strong energy, wherever they are. Fire sign, to state the obvious, or strong fire qualities. We're going to come back to their feelings because it's seeming pretty obvious at this point what they're wanting with you, which is to potentially an opportunity to start something here. But what is this person wondering about in relation to Scorpio? Well, I have Devil when I split the deck here, and then we have the King of Wands. This person has a strong desire for you. Again, it's suggestive of strong fire energy. This person could be quite dominant. I have to assume that this person has some type of, state the obvious, some type of sexual attraction to you, Scorpio. Double energy can talk about quite lusty. It's a very lusty energy, especially paired with this king here. This person could be dominating or try to be controlling at times, or possessive, persistent. How do they see Scorpio? So we have 2 of Cups reversed and we have 10 of Swords. So this person recognizes that you and them came to an end, but it comes back to this 10 of Swords energy. That can be kind of negative here, Scorpio, because it can imply cheating or affairs with that 10 of Swords energy. That's something that caused a betrayal, like a betrayal or something that caused an ending between 2 people. It doesn't always have to 100% mean that there was cheating going on. For some of you that wasn't the case, but it does talk about anything that, well, with Ten of Swords energy, it's rarely anything good. It's oftentimes going to talk about Scorpio that probably got screwed over, but you have to remember that it takes two to tango in connections, so it's always possible one or that it's a Scorpio that also kind of had a role in life and has ended. All right, but it's gonna vary from situation to situation. All right, but this person does see things overall as you are their boo at one point, but no longer. But something killed the connection off. But irregardless, even if that whatever this was that happened, this person still has lusty thoughts about you or desire to want to come back in the picture. Why is this person that has lusty thoughts about Scorpio not talking with Scorpio? Lovers. What is this person? This person could be someone that gets around. Damn. I mean, one would ask, does this person have somebody already? Shit. Whoever this individual is that's describing your overall Scorpio, in my opinion, is somebody that's got a pretty... I do wonder if this person knows that they get around a bit. It's possible. I don't want to definitively say that, but there's a potential for that. Unless they left you for somebody else, that could make sense too. Also a concern for love triangle with this reading. Just be careful of that. I know it's saying obviously you're not talking to this person, but it's showing them kind of wanting to come back. And one would ask, or like, would that be to put you in a love triangle? Because I do wonder if they're saying why they're not talking with you. I mean, if they're not talking with you, then who would that be? What is the advice for Scorpio? This must be quite an alluring person. Right? So it said Ace of Pentacles horizontal when it came to the King of Wands. So that's kind of a questioning energy on whether to go forwards with this person or not. Translation, this person probably will come around, so it's saying be careful about that, or to think about whether restarting something with this person is a good idea. So we have King of Cups reversed here. What does Scorpio not know about this King of Wands, the person that's not talking with him? So it says King of Pentacles reversed. What does that mean for Scorpio? Just saying it won't go anywhere. Well, normally I try to find something positive here if I can, but there doesn't really seem to be much of a positive note here. This to me, overall, in this reading, Scorpio seems like it could be a potential person that has qualities of being alluring or has features about them, whether they're physical features or attributes of some kind that can be, again, alluring for certain Scorpios, all right, where you've had some type of connection, but it does kind of describe that there's that potential with your behavior to be a bit erratic, or somebody that is entertaining more than one romantic partner, which could be a problem here. It also shows the potential that this individual may not be directly stable, especially with the King of Pentacles energy reversed. Can talk also about being a bit of, maybe not being 100% truthful about their motives. Or it kind of implies it wouldn't go anywhere for you, but I don't know. You be the judge of that. And again, we also have this as a supporting factor. So if I had to take a gander, this Devil energy has a strong reason why they have interest in you. Again, probably relating to unhealthy attachments or sexual related motives. All right. Power is a strong one with this person. Ego could be a big thing as well with them. This person may have also control is a big possibility here. Maybe this person just wants to know that they have power over you. I don't know. But anyways, I'll just avoid this one. If it makes sense to you, Scorpio. If you're like, yeah, that kind of seems like them or something like that, I'd be like, yeah, let's maybe avoid them. Only reason I think we're getting this reading anyways is because it's probably implying the potential for them. They may try to put their foot in the door again with you. All right? Maybe. Good luck to you, Scorpio. Sorry that was kind of a negative reading. Is it raining out there? Raining out there. Raining. Sagittarius. How are you doing, Sagittarius? The card comes out already. So it says Hangman. Something about the person are Sagittarius. Are not talking. It says Ace of Pentacles reversed. I haven't even asked the question yet. Tell us about the person our Sagittarius are not talking with. Who is this person? It says Ten of Swords. Maybe we should just say automatically no in this read. This could be a person that some of you keep trying to understand or look at differently. This implies that it was probably an outcome that you didn't want, Sagittarius, or the way it ended, or something like that that was not appealing to you. Alright, but you may be trying to understand why that happened, or something around that. Why did they do what they did? Right? Or why did whatever happen the way that it did? Tell me about this person our Sagittarius are not talking with. How does that person feel towards Sagittarius? Death reverse. There's still things that are not over with when it comes to you. What else? How else do they feel? So we have the Nine of Pentacles. It's horizontal here. Tell us more about that. Strength reversed. We're going to put that to the side. How else does this person feel? The person that Sagittarius is not talking to, how do they feel towards Sagittarius? Six of Swords reversed. None of this energy is any good because it's talking about someone that's kind of still stuck in the past, or the strength reverse is not good. There's confidence issues here. Loss of faith. The Nine of Pentacles in this context is not entirely clear. It is horizontal, but we'll see. There is like a sense that this person felt like things couldn't, like, they kept getting stuck or something like that. What is this person wondering about? The person that Sagittarius is not talking with, what are they wondering about towards Sagittarius? So we have the Queen of Cups. It's horizontal here, so they're wondering essentially if you still care about them or you don't. where if you have feelings for them or you don't. How does this person see Sagittarius overall? Person Sagittarius is not talking with. They feel disconnected from you. Take that. One would also assume they're in hermit energy. Alright. There's justice there. I think there is a contemplation on whether things will be made right between you and them. Why are they not talking with Sagittarius? Says they're stumped in their mind, they're uncertain, weighing things out. Clarified Two of Swords. We have Six of Wands energy here. What is the left sword? What is the left sword? We have the Lovers going over Queen of Cups. This highlights that those persons still. That's why this Death reversed energy here is here, Sagittarius. This is a person that's really not done with the situation. In other words, they also to some extent. This is one of those weird situations that sometimes occurs where it's two people that come together. It ends for whatever reason. Maybe there was disagreements or accusations. Who knows? Fill in the blank. Or at some reason, but this person still feels like it's like unfinished business. Or there's something that it's like it's bothering them. Like either the way it ended or what happened. There's still some interest in you. I guess there is curiosity on if you've given up on it or not. Alright. This person's in their mind. I still think they kind of wonder to some extent if you and them will be a thing. They may see qualities about you that are special with the Lover's energy. This person may wonder what it takes to work, for things to work, or be successful. What is the advice for Sagittarius? I don't particularly see this person doing anything in this energy. We also have Four of Cups here. This kind of tells me that there's a lot of shoulda, the coulda, the wouldas. This is a person that's in quiet back, in the background, kind of just, I think, moping or spending time thinking about the situation, but not really doing much about it. What is the advice for Sagittarius towards this person? So this Queen of Wands is horizontal. It went towards justice. So this person wonders if things will be made right. So it's kind of it's telling you that you can either choose not to do anything, or you can choose to take action and do something, which would be making it right with them. All right. I suspect what it's meaning by that is that it's really a choice on your part. If the situation kind of applies to you where it's an opportunity that you could go towards this person and straighten things out. All right. But some of you may just not give a rip to even consider that, and that's fine. All right. But that's what I got for you. I guess the ball's in your court. You choose what you want to do if that situation applies to you and makes sense to you. Good luck to you, Sagittarius. Capricorn. Tell me about the person our Capricorns are not talking with. Who is this person? What can we know? What can I know? What can you know? What can we know about who this person is that's not talking with Capricorn? Alright? So it says Tower reversed. So you must have had some type of massive blowout or something that caused them a shift or divide between you quite suddenly and unexpectedly. Alright, but the reversal is here. It's not too clear in what it's suggesting, but it can tell us that this is somebody that you've moved past the destruction from. Whatever that event was or situation that may have happened or however it happened, it's kind of past now. Or it's going to tell us that it's a person that still revisits that situation. It's unclear. Tell us about this person our Capricorns are not talking with that's relating back to this Tower reverse. How does that person feel towards Capricorn? We have this Ace of Swords reversed here and Ten of Wands. This person may feel that it can be challenging dealing with you, Capricorn, and there's a lot of confusion or things that are not clear when it comes to you. Alright? What is this person wondering about in relation to Capricorn? Person that there's a lot of confusion with, this Tower reversed. What are they wondering about? You and them being on the outs of each other. Okay. We got some Taurus energy there. How does this person that's not talking with Capricorn see Capricorn? King of Pentacles came out. I don't know what that's saying. It went over the Five of Pentacles. Two of Swords. They may want... I kind of get a sense they may wonder if you're on the fence. I'm assuming this is about them. Whether you're entertaining them coming back or not. But that's a long shot there. How else do they see Capricorn? So the Five of Swords, well, I was going to take it reversed here, but it was technically horizontal. It went over the Five of Pentacles again. This person's really wondering, I mean, where they stand with you and whether or not there's going to be some type of like exiting of conflict or like any type of, if there was any tension or anything around that. There's some questioning of whether that's over or done with, or there's going to be more of that with you. Alright? I think there is some hint that this person wants to come back in the picture here. There's Fool. So, again, a possibility. Why is this person not talking with Capricorn? So this came out Three of Pentacles. It's hard. It's reversed here though. So this is almost implying like you guys don't work well with each other. Why are they not talking with Capricorn? The person that's not talking with Capricorn. Why are they not talking? Saying Strength reversed, and it's going to Five of Pentacles and the Five of Swords horizontal. So there's just this person overall does not have the best confidence that things are going to resolve or improve between both of you. I mean, how does Capricorn see this person? Person that Capricorn's not talking with, the person that's showing up in this reading with this Tower reversed. How does Capricorn see this person? Judgment. So this might imply that you've already made a firm, I don't know, you have a firm position towards this person already. So this also came out 5 of Pentacles reversed going to 10 of Wands. That's implying some type of struggle, or this person finds it difficult to come back in the picture with you. Translation, like any type of reconciliation would be an uphill battle, or it'd be hard to do. Right? They might feel it's hard to do that. Why would this person feel there's so much resistance with Capricorn? Card comes out. It's saying Lovers, and it's going to the 3 of Pentacles reversed and Strength reversed. You notice something with this particular version of the card. I'm helping each other up there. So working with each other. So again, overall message of this particular reading is saying that we've got a person here that is just not confident that this is a situation that can. It's like 2 people thrown in a room that really just don't want to work with each other, or they're resistant to that. And maybe there was some type of romance at some point, but it's implying that whatever good romance or romantic connection there was at some point seems to be tarnished or diminished at this point. And there isn't a very strong, I guess, solution on how to fix that. At least from this person's standpoint. All right, maybe you guys have some ideas if this applies to you or not, but it actually says from your position, you've already, I mean, Judgment's pretty heavy energy, so it's almost implying like you already do have a position on this. What is the advice for Capricorn in relation to this person you're not talking with? So it's saying here 6 of Pentacles is reversed, and it's going to the 6 of Wands reversed. Womp womp, because that's basically telling us that without each other giving to each other or being generous to each other, there's no hope for this working or being successful. And some of you are just going to flat out say, well, I don't give a shit to begin with. So if that is true, then it pretty much is saying what it's already predicting. So that's all I got for you, Capricorn. Good luck. I don't really see this particular situation really. There's too much energy here that is, I agree with what it's saying here. There's too much confusion. There's too much clouding here. If this is occurring, and it's already anticipating that there's going to be a lack of cooperation between each other, which is a serious problem because that pretty much means that it's impossible for this to resolve. All right. I mean, like, well, you're gonna have, because most times when something like this happens, especially if a tower moment happened, it's like people already have their positions on who did what and why, and people don't want to just say like, oh, I've already given this person the chance, or 2 or 3 times, I don't want to do it again, which is fine. All right. I think this person's end goal in a perfect world would be to try and resolve things with you, but I don't think they really have a clue how. All right. That's what I got for you. Good luck, Capricorn. All right. This must have been a situation that's already had a lot of ups and downs. A build up to this. Aquarius. Tell me about the person our Aquarius are not talking with. Who is this person? Saying a person you feel very disconnected from or you're not with. Alright, we have some Taurus energy there. Could be a person also that you put on the back burner. I was like, I was going to say Aquarius is the dog, but I'm like, I'm an Aquarius, and no, I'd be in the room. So it's probably someone outside my window. Just kidding. Alright. So this can talk about separation or just being apart from each other. Tell me about this person our Aquarius are disconnected from, or shut down from, or away from. Person they're not talking with. How does that person feel towards Aquarius? We have the Eight of Wands. How else do they feel towards Aquarius? Five of Swords reversed. This person does want to reopen the lines of communication with you, Aquarius. They don't want any drama or conflict. Alright, Eight of Wands is nice energy. You can talk about a lot of... There's a lot of good things with that energy, but I always have to ask what parts of that energy would it be suggesting here. Alright. Clarified Eight of Wands, or the Eight of Wands. For what this person's feeling, well, we have Seven of Pentacles here. Let's take that. So this is progression energy. So this person does want to talk about things, alright? But this energy doesn't just, even though that's good, it doesn't mean a whole lot. Because what this is like energy by default. You know, if there was problems between two people and it resolved, the natural thing is, if you come back in the picture, is to try and say, well, yeah, sorry about that, blah, 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 and try and work through it. All right, let's not do that again. So that, again, it's just energy by default. It doesn't mean anything, in my opinion, that's worth much. All right. What is this person that Aquarius is not talking with? What are they wondering about? Page of Wands reversed. Whether to reach out to you or not, or even start something at all. I think this person wants to, but they're questioning whether that's even something they should do. How do they see Aquarius? This person that's questioning whether to start things with Aquarius or not. How do they see Aquarius? They don't know much about what you're doing. They see you kind of secluded or to yourself, Aquarius. Alright. This Hermit reverse tells me that they probably don't know exactly what's going on with you, or you're kind of you don't throw much out there to you're not like, you know, like how some people put their entire life on social media, so you like know every aspect about what's going on with them. This can kind of suggest the opposite of that. You don't really reveal a whole lot, so it's very difficult to know where you're at or what you're doing, or what, you know, it's like you're on the down low kind of, or you kind of keep things like that. It's not to say that you're entirely shut off. It's just saying that there's not a whole lot for them to really gauge where you're at or what you're doing. This would be the type of energy like where they would have to go to you to actually find out. Why is this person not talking with Aquarius? The person that's not talking with Aquarius, why are they not talking? Says they're very disappointed. Or we got Scorpio energy there, the Five of Cups. There's some type of loss for them, but one way to ask, is that about you or somebody else? Or something else? Tower, or something that didn't work out for them. Evidently a lot of that going on in their life. walking away. I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff in their energy there. All right. What happened in the Tower reversed? For this person that's not talking to Aquarius, what happened in the Tower reversed energy? There's a lot of confusion around that. This person it's also possible if that's relating to you, Aquarius, there's a lot of, they wonder a lot about what happened in the past or something like that. I think this is a small possibility, all right, that this is an individual that probably abandoned ship or something like that. It's been some time. They don't know what's going on with you. And maybe now, it's only now that they're reflecting on the situation. Maybe there was things that they're like kind of disappointed about, like maybe I shouldn't have done that, or you know, they kind of wonder about how things ended. You know, I guess like I don't want to say it's full regret, but there's some like kind of like, well, maybe I could have done that. I mean, even admittedly in my own life, there's been certain situations where that's happened with me, right? I kind of didn't give a shit about it for a while, and then it kind of, you know, it hit me later. I was like, you know what? It would have been nice to have that connection. But could be one of these things. I don't know. What is the advice for Aquarius? Tower. And it goes over the Ace of Wands. Oh, God. Something that no longer serves you. So that is basically just highlighting there, Aquarius, the potential of what life is saying, that whoever this individual is potentially someone that the universe has already deemed you've had problems with, and there was problems that it's just, all it's saying is hey, there are things that happened between you and this person that happened and wouldn't have happened any other way. So it's just giving it a nudge, saying just remember that. Just remember that there was a little bit of this, and some other things. So it's just asking you to reflect on that. It may be implying that, especially if this is a person that kind of maybe hops around or whatever, is unstable, it may be saying that just be careful what you invite back into the door. I don't know. All right. Yeah. Anyways, that's what I got for you, Aquarius. My thinking is that this could be suggesting a person, like I said, that may reach out to you. All right, is kind of is in that potential position, but it's also possible that if they did choose to do that, it may be driven by other things, other factors that are kind of causing them to. Maybe they're drinking too much or something, and they, drunk texting or something like that. So just be cautious of that. Pisces. Pisces always makes me think of ice cream. Or just put, like, instead of a fish, like an ice cream cone for your sign. Maybe that's God trying to tell me I need more Klondike bars. My mood is always better when I have a good Klondike. Tell me about the person our Pisces are not talking with. Who is this person? We have the Hermit reversed. So this is somebody you don't hear from much, or you don't know what the hell they're doing or where they're at, what's going on. The Hermit, when it's reversed, is a very isolated energy. Alright? Now, it's also possible for a small portion of you that this is a individual that you spend a lot of time thinking about. Now, in saying that, it's not saying that your whole life is dedicated to that. It's just saying that they pop up in your mind quite a bit and you spend a lot of time thinking about it even though you're trying not to. Alright? This could be one of those people where you're like, I don't know why the hell I'm thinking about this person. Don't know. Why do I always worry about them? Like, and then you try to convince yourself all the reasons why you've moved on or you don't care, but you're still wondering about them. This could be suggesting this type of person. Use your judgment, right? Tell me about this person our Pisces either spend a lot of time on thinking about, or this person that's distant or quiet. Person I'm not talking with. How does this person feel towards Pisces? This person wants potentially another chance with you. Well, let's see what else comes out here. We have High Priestess. How else do they feel? Towards Pisces. This person they're not talking about. So I have Three of Cups reversed. So the energy is split here. Tell us about the Fool. Tell me about the Fool energy and how this person feels towards Pisces. What world? Then why is Three of Cups reversed? Person our Pisces are not talking with. So we have the Two of Cups reversed. How odd. And this person's feelings, they kind of feel like it's possible that you and them, it could be a successful gig if they came back in the picture again with you. Like, this could work. It's possible. On the other hand, they're just looking at it as a loss. Like, well, connection's over. It's been done. It's split energy. There's one side of them saying, why bother? And one side of them saying, it's possible. Maybe that's tying back to this Hermit reversed here, because that can be an excessive thinking about the possibility of it working and the possibility of it just being a blunder again. What is this person that's not talking to Pisces with the split energy and their feelings? What are they wondering about? So we have 10 of Wands. It's horizontal here. Womp womp. Because that's kind of telling us that in some ways they're seeing that there's going to be There's one side, well, it can be good and bad again. This is split energy. Because the Ten of Wands, if we look at it from a positive lens, would be suggesting putting in the work, grinding it out, and it could possibly lead to something good. On the other hand, if it goes reversed, it's suggesting just give up on it. It's like beating a horse with a stick, you know? Well, a dead horse. Don't be beating them live horses, right? But this is really, this person is in deep contemplation on whether this would be a waste of time or not. There's a lot of uncertainty showing. We've got Moon, all right? And we also have Moon in this Eight of Cups here. There's doubt with this person. They're in their mind quite a bit, whoever they are. How do they see Pisces overall, this person? The Empress reversed. I would imagine this person kind of sees you as somewhat shut off to them. Or there hasn't been a whole lot of growth with you, or stability. Well, that Two of Pentacles coming up, but I'm going to put that back. This also potentially with Empress reverse suggests you're somewhat cold to them. You know, that's the tricky thing with the Empress energy is it's a really great card when it's upright, but when it starts to go reverse, it can suggest a queen that really starts to sour, or especially towards a person like this. Why is this person not talking with Pisces? Star reversed. One that's suggesting an absence of communication with you, and is also suggesting potentially with this person depression, or it's suggesting just failure for things to heal. Which in some ways they could be correct if this energy is also correct, because then it's implying that there has been flops from the past. And this questioning with this Ten of Wands is telling us that there's probably been more than one issue that has been present from the past between you and them, where it's snags in the road, things that are just kind of adding weights to the connection, where it can't really take off because it's always some type of, issue. My assumption is that there's differences between, this is like a situation where I kind of described it earlier in another zodiac sign, one of the other zodiacs, is like you sometimes get these situations where there's magnetic qualities between two people that are very strong and compelling. In other words, they just work, right? But then there's unfortunately other issues where there's a collision where they don't work, and then it creates this kind of problem where it's a love type hate scenario, where I love them but I hate them at the same time. All right. I think this person does have an interest in wanting to come, or they're thinking about it, nonetheless. But there's a lot of uncertainty with this person. They may also get a sense like it's kind of hopeless to even try. Why? If this person felt it was hopeless, there we go. I have 9 of Swords there. Why would they feel it's hopeless when it came to Pisces? This person is not talking with Pisces. What would be a factor suggesting hopelessness? Hopeless when it came to the Knight of Cups. In other words, it just would be a waste of time trying. Why would they? They already kind of feel that your heart's probably shut off with it, but why would the Knight of Cups be a waste of time with Pisces? Says you wouldn't be interested. The Queen of Wands reversed. Well, they could be correct if that is true. What is the advice for Pisces? King of Swords. Something about listening to this person's position. What would Pisces need to listen to? Two of Swords. What is the right sword? So it's the potential for a connection. What is the left sword? Just moving past it. Well, I don't know, Pisces. It kind of implies with the advice that it would be something this person would, I guess, come from them. I don't know if it's implying like you would have to go and talk with them, but it would be either just letting this go, or the potential, again, also letting it go, but either having a connection with them. All right. But with the King of Swords, it is a king that does sometimes require an audience or someone to listen to them. The only question I have is, does that kind of suggest that they're going to come to you and kind of ask you what you want to do? Or is it you going to them and asking them? I don't know. I don't think, it's kind of hard to know with certainty with this reading. But overall, my opinion is that this person isn't very confident that things will go anywhere with you, all right? Part of the reason for that is they're just kind of seeing it that, like, your interest towards them is probably going to be very reduced or absent. So I think this person's wanting clarity on, do you want to try this again or not? But it would probably imply that some of you may go with just saying, nah, had enough. All right. Anyways, good luck to you, Pisces. I'm not sure exactly how this will play out, but you have someone that still, it seems like, from the tarot, has a desire for a connection. But it could be, as I said, implying maybe that they will come to you to discuss that whenever that happens. I'm not sure. Alright, bonus mystery read. So this is going to be a reading for, if none of the zodiac signs apply to you, you can just try one of these and see if it makes sense. They're just kind of collective readings. Talk about a person our collective is not talking to. Mystery reading. Who is this person our collective they're not talking to? Saying somebody that wants an opportunity with you, okay? Or would like to start something, initiate something, okay? How does this person feel towards the collective? So keep in mind, it's just a mystery here. Chariot. Okay, good. How else do they feel towards our collective? We have Ace of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. What is this person wondering about towards our collective? Strength. Why are they wondering that? Shows Emperor, confidence. How do they see our collective? This person really kind of thinks there's a possibility here that you and them could be a thing. Why are they not talking? They're holding back. Why would they be holding back from the collective? It could be involved already with somebody. Either that or you're involved with somebody. It's highlighting this is a reason why they're not doing anything. So it sounds like For some of you, maybe this could be a hint that it's a person that's already involved in a connection. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Now, Ten of Cups energy doesn't, can describe a couple different things, but so I'm more going off of the imagery right here as a clue. If this person went with our collective, what would happen with the Ten of Cups? Seven of Pentacles going to Two of Cups. What are they doing in the Ten of Cups? Just saying Seven of Swords. Yeah. Well, that is a card of being sneaky and potentially cheating. Seven of Pentacles here can be talking about planning for another connection. So this potentially seems, to me, I don't know who this is going to apply to, but this kind of seems like somebody that's planning an exit plan out of another situation and wanting to see if you're interested. Why would this person be in Seven of Swords energy? Because they're going to walk away, it says. Well, that's the mystery reading. Alright, sounds like somebody that... Use your own imagination on what that means, but in my opinion, this is overall talking about a person that's already in a situation that is intending to either A, cheat, or B, if it's not cheating, it's some type of walking away or leaving it to go and... I would assume go and entertain you or do something like that. Whether that's break up with them and go to you is a possibility, but it doesn't really say that, so I don't know if that's implying them just doing something with you. So I don't know why did I even do this mystery reading? Whatever. Good luck to whoever that applies to. You might have somebody here. You might want to just check and say, where are you coming from? Weren't you with so-and-so? What happened to that? What a read. I mean, what kind of reading is that? I don't know. Good luck. Bye, everyone. So much for the mystery.